and we're gonna see. I think Will just texted me, so we're gonna see what's going on. What's really good? Welcome back to another episode of the Opinionated Ones, brought to you by the Sanchez Show. I know you guys are used to seeing us on Friday night. We're doing a Tuesday night episode. We're gonna be back this Friday, so we're gonna save the picks for this Friday. Tonight it's gonna be a lot of NBA talk. I know Vern. Shout out to my brother Vernon Brownlee. He's in the building on time. He's been on time. He got a lot to get into, and Will Gordon will be joining us shortly. Vern, how you feeling tonight, though?
I'm feeling good, man. I think my streak right now is at 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
Listen, time. Yeah. You've been punctual. You've been ready to go. You've been locked in, and I know this week there's some things you want to get off your chest.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do it a little different because, like I said, I know we normally don't get together on Tuesday, so we'll pick the Thursday night game tonight. We'll get into some of this Chargers talk. We'll get into some of this NBA talk, and then we'll save the picks themselves. Unless we get a question specifically about the picks, we'll save the picks for Friday night when we get together again. Like I mentioned, Will Gordon will be joining shortly. Vern, I want to start with this though, because there was a statement you made. I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago regarding Draymond Green. And you were on point. You mentioned about the league needing to come down very hard on Draymond, that you felt there were too many times and too many instances of him just getting a slap on the wrist. Now he's suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
Take me back. I want to know, what were your thoughts when you heard about the suspension? And then ultimately, where do you think that number lands on games for him? Are we talking a true indefinite suspension where he's out for the season, or more so he might be gone for 15 or 20 games?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 25. And when it first happened, and I remember I was just on the Sanchez Show telling him that he gonna do it again. Like, he gonna do it again soon, and he's gonna continue to do it again. And I wanted him to get 25 at that point in time. I think they're gonna do 25 games, which probably takes us to right around the All-Star break. He'll probably come back around that point in time. I don't see the commissioner punishing him, giving him like a true indefinite suspension. Like, the season ends and then we come back next year. We're trying to figure out if Draymond Green is going to be in the league. But I think they'll probably put around like 25. If it was me, now that he did this, I would put it at 40. Personally, I put him at 40, 41, half the season or half the games. Well, at this point, it's going to be more than half the games. He already played some. But, yo, the dude is literally punching people and turning people on the court consistently. And a lot of times what the other players is doing to him doesn't even rise to that level. Like, it might be like, maybe a hard foul or, maybe something like even incidental. And then he's over there like punching somebody. And his comment was, well, I didn't think I was that accurate of a puncher. Like, come on, are we serious? Like, so to me, I think it should be, at this point in time, 40 games. But I think they'll come back at 25, which would probably put us right around the All-Star break. If Adam Silver would have done this up front, maybe we're not even in this indefinite game situation.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll just come down harsher on him, as you mentioned, because of just a reoccurring issue with Draymond. Not just a punch last week, but choking Rudy Gobert before that. Stomping on Sabonis last year in the playoffs. Like, these are all instances within the last year. And then obviously Jordan Poole instance in the preseason last year. So there's a lot of things going on within a 1-year time frame where the league has to come down. And it might also be them kind of sending a message to teams as well. Like, either you're going to police your guys or we're going to have to do it. And if we got to do it, you're not going to like it. Because I think one of the things you mentioned as well was that the Warriors could have come down harder on Draymond themselves, and they never did. So maybe Adam Silver looks at it as, hey, we gave you guys plenty of opportunity to get this guy under control. You didn't. So now we're gonna drop the hammer.
And I think that's the biggest problem. Why didn't the Golden State Warriors do more? Like, to me, like, I'm a fan of the NBA. I watch NBA, right? You got people who get paid to do NBA stuff. How couldn't the Warriors organization say, hey, look, Steve Kerr, whoever, if Draymond Green gets into another incident, I think they're going to suspend him for a long period of time. You need to get this in check. That was never a conversation in the building. Because to me, if you're the Warriors organization and you want to have the best chance of winning a championship this year, you need Draymond Green. How wasn't that possibility throwing around. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I think that's the biggest issue here is the Warriors organization not taking any action.
Hey, we got Will Gordon in the building. Will, how you feeling tonight? Hold on. Will, hold on. Say it again.
What it do, baby? How y'all feeling, man? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and whatever else I'm leaving out. I hope everybody's being festive and spreading love and joys this holiday season.
Absolutely. Now, Vern and I were talking about it right before we started. We're gonna do it a little different. We're gonna get together again on Friday. So I appreciate you guys' patience. My work schedule is a little hectic right now, but we're gonna get together again on Friday. Tonight, though, we're gonna focus on NBA talk. We're gonna give our Thursday night pick, and we'll save all of our Week 16 picks for Friday night. That'll give us some stuff to talk about then. But we started out talking about the Draymond situation, and then we're gonna head out west to a football topic that I know we eager to get to. Yeah, no fading meter tonight. It's Tuesday night. I'm sure everybody's taking it light. We all got to be up early tomorrow. So, Will, Draymond Green, do you think this lands at a very lengthy suspension where Adam Silver says we got to make an example of you? Or do you think this will be something closer to maybe 10 to 15 games and let's get him back on the court?
To be honest with you, I think it's going to be shorter. Adam Silver has been really player centric since he's been commissioner. No. Let's say if this was David Stern, Draymond he ain't playing till next year. You know what I mean? But Adam Silver he's been a really player centric type GM, and he hasn't really put the hammer down on anybody. And pause. And the way I think he wants to move is to force this counseling that they're saying he's going through. I think they want to come on the better side of the counseling side of it. So I don't think they'll take him out for more than a month, maybe. I mean, he'll be put it like this: he'll be playing by Valentine's Day.
So I mean, if he's out to Valentine's Day, that's almost to Vern's point. That's All-Star break time. Because All-Star breaks in February. So if he's gonna be out to Valentine's Day, yeah, you're looking at him being out for about a month and a half, and keeping him out to the All-Star game. So you're looking at possibly about a 25 to 30 game suspension. Maybe about 20 game suspension between now and then. That makes sense. Let's get to the topic though that I know we've been ready to talk about, and Will definitely didn't want to do on Friday because he had to get into this. Brandon Staley, he finally gets fired. Probably a year too late, maybe even longer than that, but he's out of there. Will, I'm gonna start with you because I know Vern has a lot to say on this. Where do you land right now with the charges, Will? Because it's been a disappointment. I know Brandon Staley got a lot of the blame. Are you completely happy with him being gone, or do you feel like there's still a lot of work to do there?
I'm going to get interference, so I'm put it up to my Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Will, can you hear me? Hold on. While he gets himself together, I don't want to ruin the moment, Vern, because I know you're waiting for some background music. So I want to make sure we get him right. I think he froze.
I mean, I'll freeze too. I'll freeze too. I mean, for real. I mean, I'll wait till Friday at this point in time. I'll wait. Yeah.
Verse said, I'm gonna wait you out on this one.
I wait till Friday,
Well, look, let's do this. Let's stay NBA until he comes back.
Yeah.
You and I have been very critical of the Clippers. I know they've gotten hot recently. Does anything change? I know Harden has played better, I know their offense has looked better, but does anything change in your opinion?
No.
Will, give me a thumbs up once you're ready, and I'm gonna bring you on screen. All right. All right.
My bad, fellas. I was starting to pick up podcasts that I was listening to earlier was coming across like our audio is weird, so I had to jump off real quick. That's my
That's
bad.
all right. No, it's cool. We're gonna get back to that. I was gonna give you some time to figure it out there, but we're gonna get back to that. Brandon Staley, he's out. Are you happy?
Oh man,
Let's start there. Let's just go ahead. Just go from there. Brandon Staley's finally gone.
y'all know the meme with I forget which preacher it is or which singer, which gospel singer, but he's just so happy, you know what I'm saying? Man, dig Dawn, the witch is dead, man. It's about damn time. He should have, and actually, I mean, I'm glad he's gone, but they took about 24 hours too long to even fire him. He should have been fired at halftime of that game, bro. It was 42-0 at the half. He should have been out of there. They should have had the Uber waiting for him out front the stadium or whatever. He should have been done. Man, I'm just glad he's gone. But for me, because I know this is a lost season, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be drafted in the top 10. So that's my focus now is because I don't want to be the dead horse, you know what I'm saying? My focus now is what are we gonna do with the draft pick? What direction are we gonna go at GM? What direction are we gonna go at head coach? Who's gonna stay around? You know what I mean? It's a lot of dudes making a lot of money on this team. Who's gonna survive the new regime? Um, but you got if you're a Chargers fan, you got to be happy that you can at least start over, and you still have Jay Herbo locked up. You know what I'm saying? You still got your franchise quarterback locked up. You still got some anchors on the defensive side of the ball locked up. So it's kind of interesting. Like we're gonna have some flexibility, and that in that division, it's kind of shaky right now. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs ain't with the Chiefs. The Chiefs ain't Chiefsing right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, Denver's on the come up. You see them making some moves, but are you really scared of Vegas? Probably not. So you still got a opportunity if you make the right hires and make the right moves to be an instant contender next season.
I mean, you sound very optimistic. I know Vern got a lot to say on this topic, so Vern asked you to put a little. Oh, hold on, my fault. My shit is a little. Hold on, my fault.
Yeah. We about to obliterate.
Vern, how you feel, Vern? Go ahead, Vern.
Well, I just got a question. Before we get started, I just got a few questions.
All right.
Answer them real clean, real short. They only going to require you to say yes or no, or just one sentence. Okay. How long have you been a Chargers fan, Will?
4 years.
What year was that?
2019.
Before 2019, you were a Commanders fan, right?
I was a Redskins fan.
Okay, you was a Redskins fan. All right, Will. So let's talk. You've been giving the Commanders a lot of grief.
No, I haven't. See, that's the thing. That's what you know. What?
Well, I'm asking you questions. I'm just making a statement.
He's the counselor.
See the counselor. See, hey, you gotta strike that. Jury. Hey, jury, you gotta strike that from the record.
Same for the love of the game group. I see all the slide carvings. I see all the marks.
No, I don't even be on y'all, man. For real. Pause.
So let's talk about your journey as a Chargers fan. You ready?
Let's go.
2020 was your first year, right?
Yeah.
You drafted Justin Herbert.
Right.
What was your record that year? Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. Don't worry. 7-9. 7-9.
Okay, so what?
Okay.
Hey, pause. Hold on. Time out.
Hold on. Justin Herbert threw 31 touchdowns, right? That year. And then next year you say he's gonna come back, he's gonna be great. And that's what he did. He threw 38 touchdowns, didn't he? He went 9-8, right? Follow me?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
How many playoff wins did you get that year?
0.
Okay. Next year, you said, Justin Herbert's the guy. He's the man. What did he do next year, Will?
No playoffs.
Okay, no playoff. What was your record, Will?
We went. What were we? 9 and we were 9 or something that year, right? The third year.
10-7. I got it.
Okay, 10-7.
How many touchdowns?
That was last year.
Last year. Yeah, what happened in the playoffs, Will? Tell us, Will. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, the coach that we fired.
No, Will. No.
Blew the game.
No, tell me what happened. Tell me. Walk me through the game. The first half.
We went up. We went up like 27 to nothing or something like that.
Game.
27-7, something crazy.
All right, 27-0 halftime. I think the odds ended up by FanDuel at 20,000 for the.
What are you getting to?
I'm just walking through your life as a Chargers fan, and then you tell me last year. You tell me last year how Justin Herbert is a savior. By the way, in that year he threw for right, and you told us how you guys got to sign him, right? So Will, I didn't
leave Washington because of wins and losses.
I'm not done. You come into the season this year and you tell us how the Chargers are going to win a division. Do you remember you telling us that?
Yes.
Eric asked you, and we said you crazy. And before Justin Herbert got injured, how many wins did the Chargers have?
5.
Okay, he had 5 wins. How many touchdowns did Justin Herbert have?
Not enough.
Obviously not enough. Not only that, the last 2 games he played, he didn't have any touchdowns. Right?
All right. Hey,
since it's the Ravens, I'm walking
this guy.
Regression.
This guy.
I'm walking through regression, Justin Herbert. And I'm also walking you through what the next 5 years are going to be for you as a Chargers fan. It's going to be absolute pure hell. And the reason why that is because you got an average quarterback signed to top 5 money. You have no flexibility in cap.
He's average now. Now he's average.
He is. I mean, tell me.
Right.
Okay, tell me how he's not average, and I would tell you that he is. So explain to me why he's not average. Explain to me. In any certain terms you want to, whether it's stats, whether it's wins, whether it's accolades, tell me how he's not average.
Arm talent.
He looks.
Arm talent. Did you say looks?
I mean, the way he looks as a quarterback. You said arm talent. Okay. His arm talent got you to 5 wins.
He can make every single throw.
Especially to the other team. I'm listening. Keep going.
He got some wheels. Look at them wheels.
Okay. All right. So you also
he's a big, strong quarterback, man. He's 6'5", 245, like in the ilk of old boy up in Buffalo. Allen.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, you just hating. Cause you know what I could do?
What?
Cause I don't even like doing this, but I could turn the mirror around to you and talk about your quarterback who's thrown
my quarterback
2 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in the last few games.
The issue is you got a quarterback.
I could do that. No. I let you have your piece. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not done saying what I gotta say.
But I could turn it around though. You know what I'm saying? Like
to be honest,
why are you hating on just like who would you rather have? My quarterback or yours?
I would rather be in my position as my team. Your position. Ever since you left.
What quarterback would you rather have? Mine or yours?
With the contract that's currently being signed?
No. Straight up. We gonna go out on the football field. Who you want, Justin Herbert or Sam Howell?
I mean, considering the amount of wins.
See, look, you know, it's an easy question.
Okay,
just name the name. Just name the name.
To me, at least how to me is possibly improved.
Here you go, man.
He's only regressed in the league. He's only regressed. He's
Hold
only
on, bro. Now, I'll say this. Will is right about that. If you're telling me you could pick, and we had this debate a couple weeks ago, if you could have one of the quarterbacks, one or the other,
yeah,
we're not talking contracts. We're not talking what the cap number is going to be. You can choose one or the other at quarterback. You're taking Justin Herbert.
Herbert hasn't shown me anything.
It doesn't matter.
See, this ain't even. I ain't even trying to be part of this.
But how?
See, because you ain't being realistic right now.
This is his 16th game in the NFL.
Okay.
He's had games that were pretty decent this year.
All right,
now, have a lot of
so you talk about you say this is 16th game. Go back and look at Justin Herbert's rookie year when he started every game.
He has gotten worse ever since.
But no, you talking about 16 games.
What I'm saying,
just compare your guy's 16 games, his first 16 games to my guys.
Yeah, Vern, you would still take just like right now, based off what you know, you would still take Justin Herbert. Like if the money's exactly the same.
They're the same player. It doesn't matter.
No, they're not. They're not the same player. Justin Herbert is better than Sam Howell.
Everyone says that, but no one can ever back it up with any kind of meaningful.
He is because we've seen Justin Herbert go toe to toe against good teams in the past. We've seen.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Now, I'll say this. Hold on.
Hey, Vern.
Tell me
the issue I have with Justin Herbert, and this goes to my original question to you, Will, is that for all this time, Brandon Staley has had to fall on the sword of everything that's wrong with the Chargers. Anytime the Chargers blow a lead, anytime the Chargers don't play well, anytime Herbert is throwing a bad interception, we always blame Brandon Staley. We've seen Justin Herbert throw interceptions at the goal line with chance to win games, and then it comes back to, well, Brandon Staley didn't manage the clock well. Well, Brandon Staley didn't do this, right? Now that scapegoat is gone. He does not have that safety net now of the blame falls on Brandon Staley. Everything will be on Justin Herbert moving forward.
Sam Howell.
But if you watch the
Herbert threw 0 touchdowns against the New England Patriots this year.
But
I watched it.
All right, but are we gonna?
It's a week-to-week league.
But to play devil's advocate, here, are we gonna pretend that Justin Herbert hasn't been playing with a broken finger on his throwing hand for 2 months?
He was playing this year. Early this year, he had 40-something yards. He was playing. I don't.
And the moment he injured, but to play devil's advocate, the moment he injured the finger. The moment he injured the finger, you saw the decline in his production.
I've seen the decline in his production since 2021. What are we talking about?
Nah, the first 3 games of the season, he put up big numbers. First 3 games of the season, look at the numbers of first 3 games of the season.
He got injured.
I know. All right, but hold on, bro. We're arguing 2 different things, though. You arguing the total wins as opposed to what his production looked like from the time he injured his finger. Those are 2 different things.
When your quarterback make plays, when he make plays, they win games. The games in the NFL come down to generally 1-score games. You look at the spreads of any week, most games are within a score. And the reason why is because you bank on your quarterback not to get 350 yards. You bank on your quarterback to make the drive that matters. Drew Lock in that game yesterday didn't really play all that well. You know what matters?
Listen.
Why they got the win? Game-winning drive. He went down. He went down.
All that being said, you still would take Justin Herbert over Sam Howell.
It doesn't matter who I have. They're the same.
No, but that was
just say it, man. Just be honest with yourself, man.
Now, really I'm going to say this. Hold on. Will, right? You talked about they got to get a new GM. I think this roster is going to look completely different next year.
It could.
The Commanders are a more attractive team.
And I was going to get to that in a second because I think the Chargers are going to look completely different. The Chargers historically have not wanted to spend money on this team. They could have had Sean Payton as a head coach this season if they were willing to cut bait with Brandon Staley. They didn't want to do that because they didn't want to pay 2 coaches. Now there's the possibility of Herbert's new contract kicking in. We know Eckler won't be there. Eckler's gone. One of those veteran receivers will not be there. Either Mike Williams or Keenan Allen will not be there next year. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
I don't think Bosa will be there next year.
That's interesting.
I think they're going to have some major changes on both sides of the ball. And if you're a first-time head coach, to Vern's point, I think there's serious discussion about what job would you rather have. Would you rather have the Commander's job, which probably has a little bit more roster stability, and because there's a new owner who's going to spend money there, probably presents a better situation. The Chargers are not going to spend money. The Chargers are just going to hope that Justin Herbert bails them out of this because Justin Herbert is being paid as a top 5 quarterback.
I think, I'm biased in the situation, but I think LA is the easiest conclusion as the better job. You got I think you got your quarterback in place. I mean, you can talk about Sam Howell all you want, but that dude's just regular. He's nobody. You got your quarterback, your franchise quarterback in place. You do have pieces on both sides of the ball, depending on who you want to keep and who you want to get rid of. You got a brand new stadium, a state of the art facilities,
That no one
and you in LA, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what's the coldest day of the year in LA? 72. You know what I'm saying? You out there just living a life, and you in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I think all that being involved because the taxes ain't too much different between Washington.
I think LA taxes are much higher, but I could be wrong.
Not too much. I don't think it's. I don't.
both high.
Yeah, they both are. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying what you want to do on your days off in like this time of year right now, you want to be dealing with snow or you want to be wearing shorts. You know what I'm saying?
But
Okay, hold on.
And roster by roster, the Chargers roster is way better than the Commanders roster.
it
Period.
looks better.
And like
I'm not gonna say
I'm saying, if you go position by position, man by man, the Chargers roster is way better
that
than the
Chargers
Commanders.
roster.
The Commanders just traded a couple of their best players.
Correct.
They had a fire sale.
And the Chargers have completely underachieved. Defensively, the Chargers have been one of the worst defenses this year in football. They've completely underachieved this year, and that's why I don't think I don't think we could use the logic of what the names look like on the depth chart because a lot of those names are not going to be there next year. On the surface, when we talk about the Chargers, like at the beginning of the year, and you say, "Oh, they got Austin Eckler and they got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams," I guarantee you, 2 of those 3 guys won't be there next year. Eckler, one of them, we know he's gone. One of those receivers is going to be gone. Bosa has not played well this year. Bosa's probably gone. J.C. Jackson.
I think they keep Keenan.
Last year, J.C. Jackson's already off that roster. They still paying him. Yeah. It sounds great to say, "Oh, LA is the destination," which it is. LA is a much more attractive destination than living in Southern Maryland or Virginia to play for the Commanders. But are the Commanders going to spend more money than the Chargers? Probably, because I don't think the Chargers are going to spend big money on anybody. I think the Chargers are going to fall back now. They spent big money the last couple of years. It hasn't worked. J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, those were their big moves. It hasn't worked out.
Nah, no, whoa.
But not only that,
Khalil's been productive.
He's been productive, but what has it got you?
But
then you got to look at Bosa being injured. Like half the time Khalil's been there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's unforeseen things that just derail what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. That's why
J.C. Jackson. No, J.C. Jackson was a bad fit. He just didn't work. He just didn't work in the system. That was a bad signing.
They took it. Vern, I'm gonna let you go right now. But the Chargers got 2 big contracts that eat up a lot of their cap space next year because Derwin James' new deal and Justin Herbert's new deal both go into effect. That's a lot of money tied up between those 2 guys. I think you're going to see veteran cap casualties on that team. Vern, go ahead, though.
So the reason why Will Gordon is wrong here, just like a lot of things when it comes to the Chargers, is because he doesn't look at the numbers. He's talking about other things that we think matter, but they truly don't. To me, the only job that will be more attractive than the Commander's job this offseason, it will be the Chicago Bears, and it's unsure what they're going to do with their head coach. Outside of that, because they have the number 1 pick and they're going to have number 5 pick. You got a quarterback.
No, I'm talking about y'all.
Yeah, here we
Why?
go.
Why? What's attractive about the Commanders?
So let's talk about what's not attractive about the Chargers first. I'm gonna address it and I get to the Commanders. So the Chargers are $40 million over the cap, and then you got cap hits of $32 million for Khalil Mack next year. I think the same with Allen. And then if you're $45 million at least over the cap, you're gonna have to cut Mack. You're gonna have to cut Allen. Derwin James just signed him. You probably with Williams. Quentin Johnson is an absolute bum. You don't really, I mean, you got a quarterback who is getting paid top 5 money, who hasn't done anything. You got a stadium that is filled with visitor fans more than are with the home fans.
Oh wait, no, you're not. I know you're not. You're gonna try to call the Chargers out on having more visiting fans as a Commanders fan, because it'd be, come on, it'd be like when Dallas and Philly and the Giants come to town. It'd be 3/4 them.
But
I know you ain't gonna try to do that.
In that instance, go ahead, Vern, go ahead.
We have an owner issue. You have a location issue. Your team does not have.
No. Oh, so Washington D.C. is not transient. Come on, Vern. Come on, bro.
I'm not gonna address that. Y'all left San Diego, and that's been an issue ever since y'all left San Diego. But the Commanders, man, $90 million off the cap. You know a new stadium is coming. You got an owner that's going to spend.
Yeah.
You pretty much have your choice in constructing a roster, however you want to construct the roster. And when you have the flexibility to do that, it allows you as a GM and a head coach to put your imprint on what you have going on. We don't have fans. It's just we've just been for 30 years have had an issue with the owner, and the fans will come back as soon as there is some kind of projection of, hey, look at where.
Why do you think Josh Harris is going to spend money?
Because that's been his history. He did it with the Sixers too.
We have $90 million.
No, he trusted the process.
No, but they still no. Hold on. They still spent money because they made the trade for Tobias. They went after Jimmy Butler. They made moves. Now,
and how'd those work out?
I mean, if Kawhi Leonard doesn't hit one of the luckiest shots in NBA history, maybe the Sixers go to the finals that year instead of Toronto. So we can't say
what did Tobias Harris signing look like right now?
Right now, it looks good because it's an expiring contract that's well below market value.
Well, now, but he was making what? You know what I'm saying at this time.
Yeah, but that's every contract when it's signed in the moment, because we know every offseason in every sport, the new contract sets the market. So every contract, the first year, I wasn't happy about Jalen Brunson's contract with the Knicks when he first signed, because at the time it seemed like it's an overpay. And then as the time goes on, same thing with Julius Randle. As time goes on, you're like, well, you know what? The contract ain't that bad when you consider, the landscape of the league and what other guys at that position are making. But to Vern's point, and it's a valid point, the Commanders are going to spend money, and they have a lot of cap space. And if you're a proven head coach, I think the Commanders' job is more appealing than the Chargers' job. Because if I'm a proven head coach, I got ownership in LA who I know is not going to spend money. Right? The Charger organization is so cheap, they didn't even want to get their own stadium. They latched on to the Rams to get that stadium. Did they not? So we know historically that the Charger organization will not put up the money that's required for you to be a winner. Now you also add in, they've already shelled out the big money to Herbert and Derwin James, 2 homegrown products through the draft. They're going to look at those guys to lead. The Chargers are going to be bargain basement shopping for the next few years. And if you're a veteran head coach, I don't think you want to walk into that. You'd rather walk into a situation where the owner says, I'm willing to write the check for whoever it is that you need. I don't think Sam Howell is the answer. So I agree with you on that, Will. Sam Howell is not the answer. But if you're the Commanders, and if you're going into that situation as a new head coach and you're telling me we can work towards getting a quarterback I want, and in the meantime, we're going to sculpt this roster the way I want, yeah, why wouldn't I want $90 million in cap space and the draft capital that the Commanders have? And you talk about in terms of divisions, you mentioned how winnable the West is. You still got Patrick Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the league in that division. In the NFC East, you don't have that hurdle. The best team in the division flip-flops damn near every year in the NFC East. That's why there's been a new division winner for like the last 10 years. So that's a much more manageable situation where you can go in there and turn the Commanders into a playoff team within 2 years. The Chargers, even with Justin Herbert, you still got the best quarterback in football and arguably the top five quarterback all time that's going to be running that division for the next 10 years. So unless the Charger organization is going to start writing bigger checks, y'all not Mahomes and Andy Reid.
But if you're Washington, your problem has been you can't find a quarterback. So what's going to make you find one now? You know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta. It starts with the front office.
You got an actual GM for the first time in 30 years.
It starts with the front office, but I think that's not as difficult as fixing it in the past though.
Vernon, you weren't an RG3 fan?
I was until he got. I mean, he got injured.
See, all right, you weren't a Kirk Cousins fan?
No, I didn't like Kirk Cousins. I didn't want to sign him. I didn't want to do nothing with him because he was going to put us in what I call purgatory. I don't like to be in purgatory.
He's the best quarterback that's walked through them doors in 20 years, and but you don't want to.
But that bar is so low.
But you didn't want him either, though, Will. When you were still rooting for the Redskins, you didn't want him either.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying, if you look at everything else that's been around, he's been the best thing that's been there.
We gotta do
like,
that can do.
Like you go 20 years. If you go 20 years in Washington quarterbacks, who was better than him?
We haven't had a GM in 30 years. So, like I said, we're going to have a GM that's going to come in and it's going to make the decision as to what's going on. At this point in time, it's about getting the right person to make the right decisions. But we have a path to become relevant in a perennial playoff participant, to me, than the Chargers. Yeah, because you're not going to win your division consistently because you got Mahomes. So you think that's going to be probably 2 L's every year. Then you got the salary cap hell. You got Quentin Johnson, who looks like, I can run better routes right now. So
I'm not worried about the cap. Like you can move, like the cap moves, the numbers move. You can push pins around and make things happen for the cap. So I'm not worried about that at all.
If you're like I said, the quarterback situation in DC is not good. I don't like Sam Howell. But it can be. There are plenty of options for quick fixes. I just think, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders do this. A lot of teams that are in situations like the Commanders, all you got to do is look at how the Lions built that roster. You just go get you a serviceable quarterback, and you spend all your draft capital on all the skill positions, and then you just make up for the quarterback position until you're able to get the guy. I don't think the Commanders got to go out tomorrow. Yeah, the Commanders don't got to go out tomorrow and get a top 10 quarterback. But if they fill the needs at the skill positions, they get a better O-line, right, and protect Sam Howell a little bit. They go get some secondary help. They go get some linebacker help. Now you just build it around the quarterback position and you turn him into a game manager and you become a playoff contender.
I mean, yeah. The reality is for Sam Howell next year anyway, because next year, if Sam Howell plays well, what we got to do. We got to sign him, and I don't think we're in a position to do that anyway. So I think we're going to get a new quarterback anyway. But I feel like we should probably take the Seahawks approach, get everything built up. You find a guy.
Yeah.
You just that's to me the best way to go about it. Bringing a quarterback in to be a savior of a trash garbage team is just not the way to go.
I would rather have, like I said, I definitely would rather have Justin Herbert over Sam Howell. But I would rather have everything else that the Commanders have in place because I just think that ownership group is going to spend money. And I think they're going to go out there and try to put a better product on the field. I don't think the Chargers are going to do anything other than say, Justin, save us. We're paying you to be the guy, so go save us. Now, that could change with the right coaching staff. The right coaching staff means everything. You see it every year. That's why teams can go from a top 5 draft pick to a playoff contender. It's why the Texans are in the mix. It's why the Colts are in the mix right now. You get you a good coaching staff and they can make it work. But if you're the Commanders, all you got to do is figure out a way to get better play at the quarterback position. Shit, Gardner Minshew might be your quarterback next year. And he would be an upgrade over Sam Howell.
Yeah, I don't think that. Please.
Again, I'm not saying he's great, but he would be an upgrade.
I would just rather to me, I'd rather just stay cheap at that position. If you're not going to go quarterback, just outfit everyone, have another top 10 pick next year, and then you can say, you know what, I feel good with this roster. We're going to jump up into the top 5, and then go get our guy.
I hear that. Listen, as always,
capital.
We remind anybody who tunes in, we're going to be live this Friday at 9 p.m. with all of our picks for Week 16. Tonight, we are picking the Thursday night game. We'll get back on schedule this Friday. Let's get into this Thursday game.
Yeah.
Saints at Rams has a lot of playoff implications. The Rams somehow have now gotten themselves in the mix for a wild card spot. Will Gordon, I'm going to start with you. What do you see in this game and who you like?
I think Cooper Cup is back in his groove, and they getting that thing rolling again. I like the Rams. I don't think it's a lot to talk about. I just think the Rams are at home. Cups rolling. Puka Poo is out there balling. So I think it's gonna be Rams.
Vern, what you think?
Yeah, Saints terrible against the spread. The whole NFC South to me. The Rams take this by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, I like the Rams as well. We're all on board with the Rams. Vern, as you mentioned, Saints are bad against the spread, even though they did cover against the Giants, but that was the Giants.
Because the
Oh wait,
game wasn't DeVito, didn't he get injured that game?
DeVito got knocked out of that game, and Tyrod Taylor had to come in again.
Yeah, so
I don't know if it would have made a difference by Tommy DeVito.
but
is that the only game we call it tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna save all of our other picks for Friday, because there are still some. There's some. No, it's cool because there's a couple guys that we need to see if they're gonna be playing. Most notably, I think that Browns Texans game, which has big time playoff implications. We got to see if CJ Stroud is gonna be playing in that one.
Then I can circle back to why Washington is not a more desirable
Let's go.
coaching location in Los Angeles. I thought he was about to roll into the whole picks.
So we were gonna do all the picks, but as we were talking off air, we were like, "No, you know what? Since we're gonna get together Friday anyway, we'll save the picks for Friday night." This was kind of a filler so that we can get to some of the topics that we didn't get to on this past Friday.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Go ahead. We'll close it out. We're gonna go for about another 10 minutes.
nothing. 42, nothing.
Listen, where is Washington going to be playing, Vern?
Virginia.
Well, that's the good thing. I mean, that's the excitement.
Virginia? What do you mean Virginia? That's the monumental group. That ain't the Redskins. I mean the Commanders.
Hasn't that been approved?
No. Virginia is for the Wizards and for the Capitals. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Commanders. I want them to go back to DC. I don't want them here anymore. But people are saying that they're more likely to stay here, and I'm like, why? So I don't know what that's about.
So look, so a coach that don't even know where he gonna be playing at.
It don't matter.
But depending on the politics. I'm just saying, man. Listen, where would you rather practice law?
I mean, I never practiced in LA. I don't know.
See, that's a lawyer answer right there.
Just answer the question, bro.
My family's here. I like all 4 seasons. To me, it's great. Someone else might have a different answer.
You like all 4 seasons. You can take it. You can visit.
We talked about it like through text. Would you prefer a veteran coach to come in there that's going to bring true winning expectations, or would you prefer a fresh face to come in and kind of reshape the roster and mold what's to come for the Chargers?
Oh,
is that to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I want a fresh face. I'm anti-retread, especially like you hearing these Bill Belichick rumors. I'm sure y'all both have heard these rumors. No coach has ever won a Super Bowl in 2 cities, ever. So I don't want a retread. I want a young, fresh face. I want a Sean McVay or Mike McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? I want something like that. I don't need none of these 65, 70-year-old dudes that can't even relate to these players. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more than X's and O's now. You got to relate to the players. You know what I'm saying?
Would you consider Mike Tomlin if he was released?
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
exception, right? That's the only.
Because because he's different. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a he can relate to these players as more of like a father figure or like big type figure. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know how it is as black men. You know, as and relating to each other. And I know it's more than black guys on your football team, but 85% of your football team is going to be black dudes
Mhm.
outside of the offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and look at Tomlin, who's never had a losing record. Look at the head cases he's had to deal with
Shit,
year in and year out.
Hmm.
He had to deal with the Le'Veon situation, the Le'Veon Bell situation. Then he had to deal with Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? And then after I forget who it was after AB Juju. Like he's had to deal with a
down
bunch of head cases, man.
Hey Johnson, they youngins is crazy over there.
Um,
So yeah, I mean, if Mike Tomlin came available, you do whatever you got to do to bring him on board. Period.
let's say it is. Let's say it is a veteran like Mike Tomlin, right? Does Kellen Moore keep his job as the offensive coordinator? Do you think he gets a pass?
See, you know what? Kellen Moore kind of let me down because he got offered the interim job, and I thought, he would jump on it just to, show what he can do. He turned it down. So that makes me
You can't blame
like
him.
I
You can't blame him for that. And the reason why, because he probably looked at stats like anyone else. How many interim head coaches actually get the head coaching
Yeah.
job? It's not a lot. I think that's why he did it, not because he didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't blame him either because it's an unfair position to put him in. Remember, there's 3 games left in a year, and I got to play with backups at a bunch of
oh
positions.
yeah, and without Justin.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna allow you to judge me based off these backups for 3 games. It's just not fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like a bitch move. If you get the if I just don't see myself like if I was in that same spot, I don't care who I got, but I don't. It's like do y'all ever watch Family Feud?
Yeah.
I love Family Feud, and like say when you be at the podium and you hit the buzzer or whatever, and you get the highest score or the higher answer, and then they pass and don't play. When they be like, "We're gonna pass, Steve," and Steve be like, "Oh, you gonna pass?" I feel like that's what he's doing right now. I feel like Kellen Moore's. I feel like he hit the buzzer. He had the higher score, but he passed.
Well,
So that
he's also got to protect his best interest as well, though, right? So if he takes the
for
job,
sure.
and they continue to struggle, then how does that affect them this offseason? Because then the Chargers aren't going to offer you the head coaching job, but then more importantly,
But then,
it might affect you when
but
you
you
go to
still,
other teams.
but you still a young white offensive mind. Don't want. It's not like you're not gonna get another job. It's not like you Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a job somewhere.
but we don't know that though, Will, because sometimes some of these guys don't really have the relationships around the league.
So Kellen Moore got a reputation. He came from he was on the staff of the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be fine.
Like every other,
No,
every
Byron
other.
Leftwich, like that's what I'm saying. He's not Byron Leftwich, bro. Like Byron Leftwich was on a Super Bowl winning. He was a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator that's not in the league right now. He
I
just won
would,
a Super Bowl 2-3 years ago.
I would love to. I mean, shit, I would love to interview Byron Leftwich, but I would love to hear him tell the story of what happened because from that interview in Jacksonville, it seems like the league is just falling out of favor with him. He was on the cusp of taking the Jacksonville job.
Why?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I would love to
hmm
ask him or have someone ask him. He was literally from what we heard, they were at the goal line with that deal. It was damn near finalized that he was going to be the head coach there. And then we started hearing reports about, well, he only will take the job if Adrian Wilson is the GM there. And then for some reason, that deal completely falls apart. He falls out of favor in Tampa, which is crazy because you would think
they don't want us.
You would think though that with Todd Bowles taking over, Todd Bowles would have looked out for him because they both were the coordinators that led to winning the Super Bowl there. Todd Bowles is really the guy who got rid of him. So, like I said, we never even heard the details as to what happened, why he fell out so quickly there.
Us, man, they be turning us against each other.
That too.
It ain't an equal playing field. You know what I'm saying?
We know that, but I said I would want to know. I would want to hear from him because even other guys, Brian Flores had a whole lawsuit against the team, and Brian Flores got a job within a few months, and yet Byron Leftwich is still lingering. Something happened that we don't know about. That for whatever reason, Byron Leftwich has fallen complete. He went from the wonderkind. He went from the guy who was touted as the next great offensive mind to be a head coach, but now he's not even on somebody's staff.
That would be a combination that I would shun actually in LA because you know it's going to be a whole different regime, and it won't be expensive as if you go Flores head coach, Byron OC, but that ain't going to happen. That's too dark. The league ain't ready. Especially out there with Hollywood, they ain't ready.
I just want Bill Belichick to be our head coach because I want to be our head coach. Had nothing to do with I just could because Bill Belichick is like from the Annapolis area and his roots are here and things like that. And I am
Bill's not taking the charge of the job.
I don't know why you want why would you want a 71-year-old coach? Is he 71?
I do not want him.
No, I'm just saying anybody like what and in his position. Why would you want to go start over somewhere at 71?
Because
what I'm saying? Like
he's gonna want more power. He's gonna want more power. He's gonna want more say so.
Ego.
And see that's one thing. That's one thing I don't have any interest in. I don't want a head coach just wearing the head coach hat and the GM hat. I have no interest in that. That never works.
Chargers would go after him though. Because Bill was notorious for being a bargain basement shopper. And the Chargers would love that. He would give them instant credibility, but at the same time, he would not expect them to open up the checkbook for anybody. So it would be like on the surface, wow, we made the move for Bill. It makes us legitimate contenders. Meanwhile, Bill is shopping for, receivers on day 4 of the draft. So
I don't even think he brings instant credibility. I think he brings instant recognition, but not credibility. What have you done without 12?
I mean, but the same thing could be said about Sean Payton.
Well, Sean Payton just turned around his season right now in Denver, so he's showing improving.
Right.
What has Bill Belichick ever done without 12?
When he took the job in Denver and you had thrown out the idea about him taking a Chargers job, there was no history of him doing anything outside of Drew Brees when Drew Brees was in his prime. So Bill, I mean, I'm not giving Bill a pass because the Patriots have been terrible, and a lot of that is Bill's fault. These are the guys that he drafted there. I think he's done a good job building up a young defense because they got good young pieces on there. But that offense is hard to address the receiver position.
And let's also just recognize that you brought up the 1996 season.
What do you mean?
Talk about Drew Brees. I was a senior in high school. You talking about?
I'm just saying
that was a whole different league, bro.
I know. But
you talking about?
Sean Payton's real claim to fame is those couple years when Drew Brees was at his peak.
My bad. You said Sean Payton. Oh, my bad. I was thinking about Drew Bledsoe.
Sean, that's Sean Payton's, that's Sean Payton's true claim to fame.
But shit, that was still around the same time frame though.
Yeah, we can see. Again, we're gonna be back Friday. I expected it to be a light night, but there was a couple of topics we wanted to get to tonight. Friday, we will be back with picks. Let's go around the horn. Let's get a final thought, Vern.
I mean, final thought is, it's good to be out here on a Tuesday night. shake it up a little different. I'm just hoping. The final thought, my last final thought is this: the Commanders got 3 games.
Oh my God.
They lose
Here we
They need to lose all 3 of them. I'm terrified that we're gonna beat the Jets this week. I am terrified. So please, 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 Commanders, if you could do
Where's that game at?
win them all. It's
That's
in New York, but
That's in New York.
Simeon is starting at quarterback. I just hope their defense turns us over so many times that it makes
Trevor Simeon?
yes.
Trevor Simeon.
He's still in the league?
Trevor Simeon.
That's what I'm scared, Will. That's what I'm scared, man.
Man, I need to find me a little parlay for
Listen,
that game.
Will, give me your final thought.
Listen, I want to, it's both up for me, but I want to lose out, and then I want to land around the 6th or 7th pick in the draft, and then I want to move up, and I want to go get Justin Herbert his weapon for the future in Marvin Harrison Jr.
You see Gus Johnson be calling him Maserati Marvin Harrison now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to put the keys in the ignition. Oh, actually, put the key in the ignition on that joint. It's got the push start. I'm trying to do the push start with Marvin Harrison Jr., Justin Herbert for the next 8 years or so. So I'm looking to lose out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lost season. We hitting rock bottom. We the Titanic right now. So let's go ahead and look to the future and let's not play around, man. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. Go get Marvin Jr. and then we're gonna turn that whole division upside down.
I mean, you got to lose out for a shot at him. At this point.
But the games is tough though. We got like the Chiefs, I think again, Denver, and shoot, I forget whoever else it is. But it's all
you got Bills, Broncos, and Chiefs. So you got 3 teams.
Bills, Broncos, Chiefs. Yeah.
I mean, it's very
so
possible.
we gonna be the underdog in all 3 of them games with a stick at quarterback.
Yeah, y'all already 12-point underdogs this week. So
Easton stick at quarterback. We ain't gonna be favored for nothing.
On the flip side,
so let's lose out and go get them.
If the Commanders lose this week, if they find a way to lose this week, they definitely ain't win another game because then they end the season off against the Niners and Dallas, who both are trying to play for divisions and possibly the number 1 seed. So
exactly.
And hey, this is my final thought.
Oh,
and I'm looking at you, counselor. In the beginning of the season, before the season started, I said if y'all had any plans on winning football games, you need to start Jacoby Brissett. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but Jacoby Brissett wasn't.
No. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the quarterback problem was.
And okay, so Terry McLaurin has been a non-thought until Jacoby Brissett answers the chat.
The issue, that's how we're losing games. Our defense was so bad. We should have beat Philly.
Y'all's line was called the worst line in football. And Jacoby Brissett was back there standing strong and tall in the pocket. See, I still watch y'all's games, man.
Two games,
you know what I'm saying?
Lost outright. The Seahawks and Eagles game outright. We had the lead. We had the game won, and they gave up touchdowns with like 50-something seconds left.
Jacoby Brissett was always the better quarterback from day one, from the off season, and y'all was trying to prove a point, and Ron was out here trying to plug a round peg in a square hole, and you could have had if you was winning y'all probably have at least 3 more wins if Jacoby Brissett was your quarterback.
I think that might be a blessing for the Commanders that they don't have them 3 wins though.
Blessing, baby.
They ain't gonna do nothing with the draft pick.
They got holes to fill. Well,
let's look at the last few draft picks. Where they at? Where's Chase at?
Whoa.
Where Montez Sweat at?
Let's make a bet. The Commanders got the Chargers next year. I'm saying it right now. Going to record.
Say
Don't
what?
make that bet yet. Don't make that bet yet. Wait till you see what the roster looks like. Don't make that bet yet.
I know the
See, he
Chargers
being emotional. I'm just stating facts, and you being emotional, bro.
with an
Come
above
on, counselor.
roster, Justin
Come
Herbert
on. I object, counselor.
with an above average roster, Justin Herbert's record has been suspect. With the below average roster, we think Justin Herbert is going to look like.
But the reason I'm telling you don't make that move yet, because it's very possible that the Commanders might draft their young quarterback and then sit him and just tank it out again next year. So don't make bets about how many games you're gonna win and all that.
It don't matter. It's about Justin Herbert. It's not about us.
See, yeah, nah. So we ain't doing that because we got our guy.
Also,
Right.
Don't come with your second final thought. Well, you got one final thought to come at me. This is your second final thought. I don't even know I'm addressing.
Now we're gonna wrap up on that. We're gonna see everybody Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. Hope everybody's having a healthy and happy holidays. And we're gonna get to the picks on Friday night. We got a lot to get into because Friday night, not only do we gotta talk the NFL Week 16 slate, we're gonna have to get into the Christmas Day games because Christmas is gonna be right around the corner. So we're gonna get into a lot, man. For my brothers Will Gordon and Vernon Brown Lee, I am Eric Sanchez. We are the opinionated ones. We'll see you guys Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. Make sure you're there.
Oh, yeah.